What's up? I need to change my shirt. I need to do my face. I look crazy. I'll be back. I look... Oh, hell no. See, it's that bullshit. Hold up. I mean, I'm not a movie star, but I look better than I was looking in that last one because Shorty looked like she just woke up. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the book of the summer. I know I'm always telling you guys I don't have a favorite book. I don't have a favorite book. And I'm not going to say I have a favorite book today, but I'm going to say that this is the book that I've read this summer, in fact this year, that I felt so impacted by. Without further ado, I'm going to tell you what book it is. It's Asha Lemmie's 50 Words for Rain. Now, before we get started, if you don't know who I am and you're new to my channel, I'm Brianka J. I do book reviews, literary analysis, as well as book recommendations, and you can totally follow my channel. I have so much wonderful things to offer you, especially if you're studying literature or love literature like I do. This is a great channel to follow, so I'm just going to ask you guys to subscribe now. It is great. Every time I get a subscriber, I am thrilled. If you like this video and it's cool for you, go ahead, press a like, leave a comment. It helps me know what to do next. Now, to the T. So, just a quick plot overview. This book follows a young girl named Noriko Kamiza, and she is half black, daughter of an African-American soldier, and half Japanese, born in 1940, so a little bit after or during the World War II. I don't know my dates like that. And she goes through so many obstacles, so much adversity. Her skin is a problem. Her mom is the daughter of the cousin of the emperor. So her skin is considered like a betrayal from the very beginning. When her father dies, her mother abandons her and she ends up living with her grandparents, who conceal her in an attic for like years. She meets her half brother and they form this bond, but it's not enough. It's not enough to save her life. And this girl goes through like every possible horrific thing that could happen. And it's happening through the hands of people that she really wants to trust. And oh my God, 449 pages, not a single one of them bored me. Not a single page bored me. Like when I tell you I read this book within 24 hours, I actually read about 50 pages in Barnes & Noble because I was just having a day. Took it home, read the rest, and was just like, oh my goodness. And so I originally did the review of this book, and I was talking to someone about it, and I said, oh my God, I have to review it again, because sometimes when you talk to somebody, it gets more in depth. But okay, so what I really loved about this book was Noriko, the protagonist. She stole my heart, and I think she is the paragon of what it is to be like a rose that grows in concrete, right? Like everything was out to get this girl, and yet she continued to persevere, and in the end she gets the major prize. She gets everything that people were worried about, people were fearful about. She gets it. And so what's interesting is apparently it is a custom in Japan at that time, if that you were born a bastard like Noriko is, the culprit husband is allowed to bash that child's brains in. And so from the day Noriko is born, people are like, why haven't we killed this kid? And funnily enough, in the end, because they didn't kill her, she ends up getting everything they didn't want her to have. So it brought me back to this idea of Game of Thrones, where it's like where she goes to the dinner, Arya goes, and she goes to the Freys, and she tries to she avenges her family, and she says, the next time you try it, pull it root and stem. Pull me out root and stem, because if you don't pull me out root and stem. I'm gonna grow back and I'm gonna come for that ass. And that's Noriko. She is our Arya Stark in a way. You didn't pull me out root and stem, and here I am, and here I am, and here I am in your face. So I just loved her. I loved everything about her. That will to live, man. And I think, like, for me personally, I've had like a life full of like a lot of adversity, a lot of strife, and these are the stories that can kind of motivate us to keep pushing forward, to keep going, right? If you ain't killed me, I can still fight. If you ain't killed me, I can still fight, baby. Long as I'm moving and kicking and breathing, I can still win this thing. And so we see that in Noriko. And there's so many times where we're like, fuck, man. Why? Like, I know she gotta be tired. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? But nothing stopped her. And I thought that was beautiful. What I liked least in the book, there was 2 chapters towards the end that didn't really capture me. It didn't capture me. She went into this dream state, this dead state, this fake heaven type of thing, like a Eden type of thing for a minute there, and it didn't fit into the narrative of the work. And there was also a point when she takes on a love interest, and she takes on this European man, and he loves her, and she begins to love him, but I never really believed that they were in love. Like, I never believed they were in love. So those were 2 parts of the book that just didn't sway me, but it didn't ruin the book. It just didn't sway me. Like, I just couldn't believe it. It wasn't realistic, and it didn't really fit the narrative. What really was thought-provoking for me in the work was this loneliness that I kept seeing from Noriko. And she says this one part, and she says something like, I think her brother says something like, who loves the rain? And she says, well, I never got to go outside. You know, I didn't see a lot, but when I would hear the rain, I would remember that I wasn't alone. And I think that's so beautiful and so deep, because though we all travel this world, 7 billion of us, I think we all suffer from a level of loneliness, a level of not feeling included. So I loved her thoughtfulness, even when she wasn't, like, people didn't think she was very educated, right? She wasn't the most educated girl, but she had an inquisitive mind. She was curious. She read. She learned the violin. She really pushed herself to enjoy certain things, and she began to position herself to understand a very harsh world. And though she had dealt with a lot of, like, they crushed her self-esteem very early, like she was maybe 6 or 5 or before she began to really understand, like, no one loves me, I'm a problem, I'm a burden. And she began to feel this way, and it took her so many years. And in fact, I think she was nearly 30 by the time she began to say, like, hey, I'm here, and I have a right to be here, and I want what's mine. Another part in the book that really threw me off is Noriko is born a bastard. Towards the end of the book, she is pregnant and has a baby by that European man I told you I didn't believe in, and she has a bastard child. And for 3 weeks, Noriko does not go see that child. She does not love that child. And it's almost like the way in which the world repeats itself, right? By birthing a child, a bastard child. And she even said, like, this kid of mine will never inherit anything, will never have anything, will never be accepted. And I thought that was such an interesting resolution, considering all the strife that she went through herself. Like, no one, I don't know many people that had a child and it's just like, yeah, you're gonna have a hard life and you won't get it. But Noriko takes that on. She takes it on. She says it's for a bigger goal. She says she does it in order to maintain the hierarchy of her family line. But bullshit. Because if that was the case, then why are you so pissed at your grandparents for doing it to you? nonetheless, this story is chock full of beautiful insights. It's very it's historical fiction, as of course, and so it charts Japan, it charts the different societal issues in the time with the World War, and then we see amazing quotes. So this quote here, I just opened the book randomly, just picked a page, and it says, "This is the only place for you now. You can accept it with grace, or you can fight against it and destroy yourself in the process." And beautiful stuff like that, you know. And I think that it called to me, because I felt that way, like, this is my place. Sometimes you try to rage against the machine and you find that nothing's tired but your ass. And so I think that was the part. And so with Noriko, I do think she did everything with a lot of grace. Like, she went through her strife, everything with a lot of grace, and some way she never burned herself out. She was able to overcome the machine. So I guess that gets a lesson about hard work, right? Like, sometimes I think, oh, if I work really, really hard, and then what I've learned by meditating and praying and manifesting is that it's not about working really hard, but working with a lot of intention. So sometimes it's good to just be still, pray on it, set your intentions. What they say on that one commercial, set it and forget it. And so I think grace is kind of like that. Having grace, having a little bit of elegance, having a little bit of patience is kind of like set it and forget it. And so when we do that, when we live that way, I think that we can be really surprised by the blessings that the world is able to pull in. Sometimes we're like yanking it and we're grabbing it and we're tilling it and we're doing all the things in the garden and we're like, why is this growing? And then someone like dropped a watermelon seed from their balcony, and then boom, it's a watermelon patch. And so you can see the differences in how things work in this world, right? And so let's see. Yeah, it's just so many different quotes. I want to give you another one. It says, as women, we do what we can, we do what we must. And so again, this is a book for women. Talks about that issue of being a woman, how to progress in a society meant for men, right? As women, we do what we can and we do what we must. And I think that sometimes being a woman, I'm a woman, it's hard, it's painful, it's frustrating, and we have to kind of show the world something different, even when we're breaking down. And so I think that was very interesting. And so they also talk about love. It says love can be weakened by time or forgotten for the sake of another. Love can disappear without a cause or an explanation, like a thief crept in and stole it in the night. And yeah, I think that's such a true idea of love. It can be fickle at times, right? It can change on us. It can bring us all the way to the top. It could drop us off a cliff, right? And so all of these beautiful quotes in here. And so I just thought everything was so beautiful. And so yeah, this is the book, my favorite book for summer. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go soon. I'm sorry. But she could no longer cloak herself in ignorance and use it as her protection. Whatever frail delusions she clung to were about to be freed from the shadows and cast into the unforgiving light where they had no hope of surviving. Baby, yes, I think that's so beautiful, because I think a lot of times we like to play in a delusional world. Like, we like to pretend to be delusional, especially me. I'm a Pisces, y'all, so I be living in this dream world, and I love a good story, I love a good fairy tale, and sometimes I weave this bullshit into my life and I have to say, wait a minute, that ain't right, that ain't reality. And so I have to push myself to live in a world free of delusions and disillude myself to things that aren't true. And so I thought that was beautiful to know I'm not the only one that suffers from that. But nevertheless, 449 pages of absolute beautiful literary genius from Asha Lemmie. I really hope that you guys go pick it up. It has just made it to the New York bestseller list apparently yesterday, as well as became the Good Morning America book and so many other things. Asha Lemmie, I'm very proud of you. If you happen to ever come across this weird video, I just want you to know that this book is amazing and you did a wonderful job. To everybody else, go pick it up, and I'll be back soon. I'll be coming with a review of Mexican Gothic as well as Hood Feminism, so check it out. Go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, leave me emoji of a tree, because she has a tree on the cover, so I guess we could just go with the cherry blossom tree. I don't think we have an emoji like that, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, that's it. That's all. Make sure to follow me. Thank you guys so much. Look at my forearms. Oh, I've been working out, guys. Can y'all tell? Bye. Have a great day.